Final of the 4 Group 1s then, and the most valuable as well, $30 million for the Longines Hong Kong Cup over the 2,000 metres here. It is race number 8. The field is headed by Kying Star for Tony Cruz, Matthew Chadwick right, and probably roll forward as well. Panfield, last year's champion Chater Cup winner for Tony Millard, gets the inside gate. Glorious Dragon, Ishiguazu for Japan, but Joe Moreira rides from barrier 12. Tourbillon Diamonds, the Sasa Ladies Purse winner, draws wide at 11 for Alexia Vidal. Dubai Honour for William Haggish from the UK. Tom Marquand rides Maxwini for Jim Bolger, Bolshoi Ballet for Aidan O'Brien, and the 2 Japanese, Le Papale and Love's Only You, make up the field of 12. Again, we start off with the speed map here, Mark. Should be pretty solid in the early stages, particularly given the fact we've got Kying Star in the field.
Absolutely, although he did miss the kick last time, Kying Star, and he had to work around the field to take over. Panfield slots in behind him. You've got the wider horses there, Paul, Ishiguazu, Tourbillon Diamond and Russian Emperor all covering ground over the 2,000 metres.
Yeah, Le Papale could make it a bit hard for Ishiguazu. I know Joe Moreira's aboard, but 2,000 metre start can be a little bit tricky here. I think the likely favourite, Love's Only You, is going to get a perfect run just in behind, and Ryan Moore can get Bolshoi Ballet into a nice position midfield. We know Glorious Dragon and Dubai Honour, the European horse as well, the UK horse, he likes to go back.
OK, all right, but Kying Star out in front, possibly. He's trained by Tony Cruz. Also has Berlin Tango in the field. We'll hear from him very shortly, Mark. These are the past winners of the Cup. Of course, it was Nomcor last season with Zach Purton.
And it was, and Tony won with Time Warp in 2017. Win Bright, Glorious Forever amongst them as well, Paul, and the girls have a good record in the race.
Yeah, and look, I think with we're going to obviously have Love's Only You as probably start favourite and falls into that category as well.
All right, more on her in a moment. Her final starts as well. Let's start off, though, as I said, with Tony Cruz.
Tony, you've got 2 runners in this year's Cup, both Kying Star and Berlin Tango. We'll start with Kying Star, a horse that you've been stepping up in trip, and he's got barrier 6. Pleased with that?
Well, barrier 6 is perfect for us. But Kying Star is very much a one-pace horse. On his last start, we could have won the race, but we missed the jump. But this time, we should be right in a handy position, and I reckon he'll be right in the finish as well.
And just where he's at now, obviously the age he's at as well, is 2,000 metres, perhaps his trip, do you think, going forward?
I think so too, because, you know, we're running him the mile. It seems like he's a one-action, not good enough. So stepping up to 2,000 seems like more of his distance, really. And I believe he'll be very close in the race.
And you and Matthew Chadwick have got good history in this race, obviously some wonderful memories, and it'd be nice to, I'm sure, team up and win another one with Matthew.
Yes, Matthew knows this horse very well. Well, last time we missed a jump, but this time Matthew knows the horse very well, so we'll be right in front in a handy position.
And just on your other runner, Berlin Tango, he's still actually yet to win a race here in Hong Kong. He's drawn gate number 5. Where do you envisage he'll sit in the run?
He's always been very unlucky. Well, he took a bit of time to you know, adapt to the environment in Hong Kong. I believe the 2,000 metres, which he's crying out for. He'd never run a 2,000 metre race. I believe this is his distance. I believe he'd be very close in the finish.
Positive words there from Tony about Berlin Tango and Kying Star. Matthew has been on board for his last 3 runs, and he's finished second on 2 of them. Let's have a look at Kying Star and that run in the Jockey Club Cup last time out, in actual fact, Mark. So here he is, just on reliable team shoulders. They swing into the straight. The other horses, Tenoda, Glorious Dragon out wide, finishing in 3rd. Russian Emperor down on the inside. And then Panfield, of course, eventually finishes in last, but not beaten very far.
Not at all. It was an awful race. It was just beautifully rated by Derek Long in front on reliable team. More so on the fact when Kying Star missed the start, and he did end up getting around and getting outside of him. From a form point of view, Paul, with the Japanese here and the Europeans here, they all need to step up from this race. They're going to go a lot quicker. In fact, I haven't got any of them in.
No, I haven't. You just got to forget this race, because, look, with Kying Star, when he did miss the start, they basically walked the race, didn't they? And it was a sprint home, which didn't suit any of those horses.
No, and the sprint was actually faster, their last sectional, than the sprint on that day as well. Lucky Patch ran. They ran fast their last sectional, didn't they? Did over the 1,200 metres. That probably tells a story in itself. Panfield probably capable of better than that then, and he's trained by Tony Millard.
Tony Millard, Panfield in the Cup coming up on Sunday. You've drawn barrier number 1. Are you happy with where you are?
Yeah, you know, it just gives you so many options. I'm very happy with the draw.
And on his first up run this season, obviously a huge effort over the mile. Obviously that was certainly very pleasing. Last time out, he's come out of that run well, and you've been happy with his track work and preparations leading up to the big day?
Yeah, his work has been very good. We had a very nice grass workout with him last week, and he came through that well. And we've speeded him up during the week. He sprinted up this morning. I couldn't be more happy.
And just given, obviously, you say you're happy with his work, and he's sprinted up very well. I mean, there was the option to go the mile-and-a-half race, but you've opted to go to the 10 furlongs instead.
Yes, I think he is the best horse in Hong Kong over 2,000 plus, and he won. But to take on the European horses over that distance is another story altogether.
What will he do between now and Sunday, Tony? Obviously, all the finishing touches, I'm sure, have been put to him. Will he just have an easier time leading up to the big race on Sunday?
Yeah, we're just freshening him up from now. He's a lovely, quiet type of horse, and he's certainly doing very well.
There you go. Good report then for Panfield, representing Hong Kong in the Cup. As we have a look at some of the international runners, and we'll start off here, Paul, with Ishiguazu. This is in the 10-0 show last time out. Unfortunately, drops out a shot for a little bit down the straight here, but runs fifth. Yes,
it does. And this is a strong race, as you'd expect. Look, he does like to go forward in a lot of his races. He's drawn wide. I know Joe's aboard, but look, he's just going to find it so difficult from barrier 12. I thought of that 2,000 metre start, so I didn't include him.
I put him in because Joe's on board. Actually bumped him up the list a little bit because he was good enough to win 4 in a row. One in Group 2, one in a Group 3, and then ran fifth behind Euphoria. And if Joe can produce a ride like Sky Darcy did, I know he's got a wider draw than what Sky Darcy did in the Derby. He rides the 2,000 very well.
OK, yeah, Joe's a definite plus there. And at track work as well, Mark, this week.
Yeah, 55.8, splits of 31 and 24.8. This was Thursday, worked over the 800 metres, and Joe rode him. He did get a bit warm in the morning. That was one thing against him, Paul, and it hasn't been an overly hot week in Hong Kong.
No, yeah, I did notice that as well. So, look, it'll be... look, the draw just put me off. I mean, obviously, you've got to respect the Japanese horses when they come here, but the draw put me off.
All right. I meant to say earlier on to thank Adam Harrigan, who's been helping as a translator with the Japanese connections this week. Also, Dubai Honour for William Haggis is here. Big chance as well on his last start. Nick caught up with him earlier in the week.
He's a gelding now, so he's no residual value. His value is in what he can win. And I very much look forward to taking him around the world. We flew him twice. He flew to France twice, the twice he ran in France this summer. And he doesn't mind the flying, which is a really good thing. And he's travelled well here, so it augurs well for the future. My fear, and I think it's Tom's fear, is the ground. Although he ran on and won at Newmarket on fast ground in July, he's run his best 3 races on soft ground. I've never thought he had to have soft ground, but it may be that he does. So if that's the case, that will bring a place like Australia into place in 2023. So, we will see. It's good. We'd love to come back here, but let's get Sunday out of the way first.
So the ground possibly, Paul, a bit of a concern, but as William said, he has won on the surface before.
So he has been there and done that, and look, his form lines are pretty strong, and he's arrived in good order, as William said. So I put him in on a minor line.
Yeah, me too. Group 1 place, so he snuck in the top 4 if he handles the ground.
All right, and the same would apply to Max Sweeney as well. I think his best form seems to be on a softer surface as well, but a super run there in the Champion Stakes. Right, to America now, but to see Bolshoi Ballet, Mark. He's coming back in trip from the Breeders' Cup for the 2,400 metres there.
He's got a really good record over the 2,000. He's won 3 from 4 at the trip, and his last 2 starts have been over 2,400 metres. I'll let you talk about him, Paul, because I know you're quite keen on him.
I think he's snuck under the radar, this horse. He's one of the favourites for the Derby. 2,400 metres isn't his go. 2,000 metres looks his go. He was right on the pace there and just sort of faded out late here over the 2,400 metres. Really like him coming back to 2,000.
OK, what about Le Papale, Paul?
Yeah, I think this is one of the main chances as well, Le Papale. This just got swamped late here, finished 6th in this race. A horse that likes to race on the pace, and she'll be right there as well. Another one of these Japanese horses that's very, very tough. So I've included Le Papale.
She was drawn beautifully at 2 on Sunday, draws barrier number 3. This race was over the 2,200 metres. This was the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. She hasn't run anything past 2,000 metres in her career, and that just cemented that she's a 2,000 metre horse and has a great record at the trip.
Yeah, without question, a very best run. Did come on a softer surface, though. Back to America, and Mark, this is Love's Only You. Also winning. This is Japanese first success at the Breeders' Cup meeting, in actual fact.
One to beat. She's been here before. She travels. She's come here from America, so we're straight from America to Hong Kong. Too good for my sister Nat here. We saw her in the QE2 beating Glory Vase when Japan ran the first 4. She can get the fairy tale finish here, Paul.
Yeah, she's the toughest to beat. There's no doubt whatsoever, and she's getting a perfect run back on the inside. So, yeah, she's in good form leading into this race.
OK, we're going to have a look at the Japanese runners at track work as well this week, Paul. Yeah,
bright orange here with Le Papali. She wins the award for the most stylish. And look, her work's been good since he's been here, and she's another one that's arrived in perfect order. Love's Only You on the all-weather. Yu Kawada really asked her to do something, and she did. She's going well as well.
Just kept her ticking over this week. That was Wednesday, that gallop over the 1200, stayed in the barn Thursday and hasn't done too much the last of Thursday or Friday or Saturday either.
Just on those 2 clips, I think Love's Only You looked far superior to Le Papale, but that was just one piece of track work there. Favourite here, Paul, is Love's Only You.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to go with my long shot here. We'll each way play it because I think it's overs Bolshoi Ballet. Look, 10 starts, 4 wins, 3 of them over the 2,000 metres. And coming back to the 2,000 looks ideal here on firm ground. That's the other key, needs firm ground. So Bolshoi Ballet at a big price. Love's Only You, obviously the danger will be the fairy tale if she wins. Le Papali and Dubai Honour. 10, 12, 11 and 8.
Just like the QE2 all over again, it's all about Japan, this time for the first 3. 12, 4, 11 with Love's Only You going on top. She's a world traveller now. She's quality. She's in great form. Her work has been fantastic and she can go out with a win. If Ishiguasu can get across from the wide gate, comes here with very good credentials as a racehorse. That Group 2 winner 2 starts ago and a 5th behind Euphoria. Not beaten that far. Le Papale will love dropping back to the 2,000 metres, and Dubai Honour, live chance if he copes with the firm track. 12, 4, 11 and 8.
Love's Only You for me, and Mark's right. If Dubai Honour handles the ground, I think he's the big danger there in the Cup.